Hello everybody and welcome back. We're starting a new section, and this section is going to be focused on uploading files in Laravel. This is a very common use case, and many applications at some point find themselves where they need to accept files from their users and allow users to upload files for various different purposes. And that's what we'll be focusing on throughout this section, is different ways to handle that. Now, as we move throughout the section, we're going to start off by learning how to configure our file system. It's pretty easy in Laravel, but we'll go through that whole process and see how you can set it up. Then we will use probably the most common use case for file uploads, which is allowing users to upload a profile image. And so we're going to go through that and allow users to upload that profile picture from their computers. After that, we'll move on and actually learn how to upload to cloud services. Cloud services are commonly used, especially when you're uploading large file types that might quickly, expand out of the capabilities of your local server. And so you want to upload to a cloud service as opposed to your actual local server. And we'll talk about how you can do that. You can upload to Amazon S3, Google Cloud Storage, Rackspace Drive, and many, many others. After that, we'll move on and talk about validating our file uploads. This is common to how you validate other types of data that comes from users, such as form data, making sure that it's a string or that it's not more than a certain amount of characters. We can do similar things with file uploads, making sure that they're a certain size, dimensions, different things like that. And then finally, we'll finish off this section by creating automatic thumbnails. So again, if someone uploads a large picture, we can automatically crop it and resize it and save another copy that is a thumbnail of that larger image that they created. And we'll go through that process as well. So let's go ahead and start with the first episode of this section, and we're going to be uploading files to our local server. This is the most common way that we upload files in Laravel. So throughout this video, we're going to start by configuring our server for file uploads. Then we're going to upload a file. It'll upload to our local server into some folders in our Laravel server or in our Laravel project. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and learn how to upload files. Now, the first thing I actually want to do before I get too into the configuration is I want to go ahead and just upload a file. So we're actually going to skip ahead, upload the file first, and then we're going to come back and talk about configuration. Because I originally tried this several times and found that it's actually more confusing for people to try to understand the way this is configured, the way that Laravel handles the configuration, which by the way is in configuration/file systems. People found it more confusing to start here than it is to actually just watch me upload the file and then understand the way you customize it through the configuration. So the good news is that Laravel handles file uploads out of the box. The local file uploads, which means we're uploading a file directly to the same server that Laravel's on, it's actually going to save it in this storage folder. So when someone uploads a file, it's going to go to storage, app, and then either if we want to keep it private, it'll stay in the app file folder here, or if we want it to keep it public, it'll go into the public folder here. And all of this is available very, very easily. I'm going to show you guys here. It's only a couple lines of code inside the controller to make the upload work, and it's super, super easy. All right, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and let's actually go ahead and start working on allowing a user to upload a profile picture. So what I want to do here is if we go to our browser is we already have this profile picture or this profile here. And these are public profiles where we can basically add any user's ID and see their public profile. Shows all the questions they've answered, all the answers they've given, everything like that. What we want to do is display their profile picture over here on the right. That's kind of our goal, is that. And we want to allow users to upload a profile picture in order to customize what profile picture is shown on their profile page. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a URL called /upload that users can go to. They're going to go here, they're going to upload the file, it's going to get saved onto our server, and then it's going to be displayed on their profile page. That's the goal of today's video. All right, so let's do it now inside of the code. The first thing I want to do, and this is not necessary, but the first thing I want to do is create a controller to do all of this. Now you can do this, you don't need to create a controller just for file uploads like I'm about to do right here. We're going to call this upload controller. This is not necessary. You can do this in any controller, but it is going to make it easier just for our tutorial today. So here we're going to have our file called app, HTTP controllers, upload controller, and we're going to handle the file uploads in this controller just to keep things easy. Now what I want to do here is create a couple functions. We're going to call this get upload and post upload. And these are going to be how we process the file upload. You don't have to create dedicated functions for file uploads. I'm just going to do it here to keep it simple. Now in here, what we're going to do is just simply echo out. So the get upload is where we show the form. So let's go ahead and show the form. We're going to say return view upload. So we're going to make a view called upload that has a form in it that they can submit to upload a file, a profile picture. And then we're going to submit that profile picture to this post upload. So that's where the form is going to submit to. And for right now, we're just going to say file uploaded when they upload it, okay? Just to keep things easy. So let's go ahead and create 2 routes, one for each of these. You guys should be comfortable with all of this by now. Let's go into web. And what we're going to do is just create 2 routes. So we're going to say get, and we're going to use the URL will be /upload. And then we're just going to tell it to use upload controller at get upload. And then just give it a name so we can reference it very easily. And we'll just say upload is the name. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and we're going to paste it down below. We're going to change this to a post request. We're going to post now to the same upload, but we're going to use the post upload action, okay? Same controller, post upload action. We don't need this, okay? Now we have our 2 routes. Let's create that form and that view now. So inside of resources, views, let's create a view down here that we can use. So we're going to say new. We're going to say upload.blade.php. And we're go ahead and add some code in here. So we're going to tell it to extend our template. And then we're going to use the content section. Let's just do some really basic stuff here. We're going to create a container. Okay, so here we went and made a very, very basic template. We're just centering this on screen. We've got a container up here and we say upload the file. And then what we want to do is just create the form allowing a user to upload a picture. So to do that, we're just going to create a form like you would normally create, okay? We're going to give it an action just like you normally would. We're going to tell it to submit to the upload route that we just created. And then we want to make sure that it comes in as a post request. It's important that this is a post request or some type of post request like a patch because get requests will not submit file input data. So we need to make sure that this method is post. And of course it matches our route. And then the last thing we need to do up here that we don't normally do is include this inc type. We're going to include this multi-part form data. And this is an HTML thing that's very, very important to have because without it, the file input will not get submitted with the form. It'll only be submitted if we have this encoding type of multi-part form data telling the form to go ahead and submit that with it. Otherwise, it will just ignore it. And that's what we need to create our form. So it's just like a normal form, just remember to add this encoding type. Next, just like any other form in Laravel, we need to make sure we have a CSRF field. So go ahead and add that. Then we're going to create our inputs. And in our case, we're just going to have one input, which will be the file input. So we're going to say input type of file to create that file upload. Then let's go ahead and give it a name so we can reference it. We're just going to say picture just to keep it easy. And that's all we really need to do. I am going to give it one quick style just to make it easier to use. We're going to say style equals margin, and we're going to say 20 pixels top and bottom, just like that. Okay, and then last but not least, let's go ahead and we're going to create a button, or let's just a submit button. Okay, so there we go. That's all we really need to create our form. So it's a very, very basic form. Let's go look at this in the browser real quick. So if we just refresh here, it says upload a profile picture. You can see we have our file upload here and then a button to upload the file. So let's go ahead and click something. We're going to upload this profile picture. Click choose, upload, and you can see it says file uploaded. So it's going to the right place. If we go back over to our controller under here, you can see it's uploading here, and that's why it says file uploaded.